This is the setup. We've got the Delonghi Dedica Espresso maker on the left and the Iberital MC2 Auto, to give it its full title, on the right. It advises you to turn this wheel fully anti-clockwise and then start from there. But if you know what espresso looks like, or if you know what different grind sizes look like, you don't need to go all the way to the left. These are the beans I dialed it in with. These are just cheap coffee beans from the co-op. I bought a 250 gram bag. I used over half of it. Then I switched to some decent coffee. It took another few turns left or right. If you have a Dedica, you would have been given one of these with your purchase, and that's all well and good. This is for the kind of stuff that you buy in the shops, ground coffee. It's a pressurized basket. And even if you buy something like Lavazza Espresso in the shops, it will be for a pressurized basket. In order to use one of these, you will need to grind much finer than the stuff you buy in the shops. So this is the only other thing I bought, which helps a lot. I measure everything out, and you need to do that in order to dial it in as well as to make your espressos. So what we'll do now then, grind the coffee we need and make an espresso in the Dedica. So you choose a coffee. We'll go for the Colombian today. We'll go for 16 grams, which seems to fit in here quite nicely. You've noticed I have one of these fillers to make it easier so I don't spill so much coffee. We'll measure out 16 grams on the scales. Carefully, skillfully and carefully. You won't believe it, that is bang on 16 grams. 16 grams, see that? That's skill. 16 grams of coffee measured out. Now the grinder has a timer setting on the bottom right here. So you can kind of time how many grams it grinds. I've got mine set so it grinds about 9 grams. So I do that twice and hopefully then that grinds everything. But you always get something stuck in the spout as well, as you'll see just now. Okay, hopefully you can see what's happening there. So this is the on-off button. We'll put our 16 grams, bang on the dot, 16 grams mine. I did it in a wanna. 16 grams in the top. And we've got it set for, I think, around 9 grams at a time. The on button to grind is here, so all you need to do is push your portafilter in. Let's grind away. Can we see it? That's how fine you need it. Now let's just measure this one shot. That's coming up at 9.8, so if we do it again, we should get a 16 back out. Okay, she's finished. What's in the PF? 15.7. So you can, if you want, get yourself a little brush, scrape a little out, because there's always something stuck on the lip there. 16.1, yeah. Okay, let's make sure we've got our coffee distributed nicely. So we'll take off this, give it a little shake first, take off this filler ting. As I say, that helps you not to spill coffee, but you can easily still spill some coffee. And push the top down on the, what I call the distributor, or the spreader router. And still, I've spilt a little bit. So we're probably down to 16 grams now. Give it a little turn about, and then I have this set to where it seems to work. That's adjustable. So we'll give that a push in to where it normally works and spin that off. Okay, this is the setup. It's on scales, just so we can see how long it takes. These scales have a timer, so it's going to be really hard for me to show you it coming out. And I've got to hold this with one hand and then start and stop the scales with the other. So it might be difficult, but bear with me, we'll see what happens. It's the only way I can do it now. And I'm starting the timer now. You can see the lovely crema that's producing there. And it's still going. See the drips coming out now. It was about 38 when that stopped. So that's 16 in. It stopped about 38 coming out properly. So somewhere between 38 and that is what you're getting out. So your normal shot, it's still short of what you would call an old style shot of espresso. In fact, it's more like a ristretto. So if you did want to go right up to the 60 ml, and obviously you would get more grams out, you would just keep holding this button down. But once you think you've got the setting, just one quick push and it'll copy what you did on that really long push to set your time, and it'll always do it exactly the same length of time. Can you see how coarse that is? That's the Lavazza espresso blend that you buy in the supermarket. And this is the one I'm making. Oh, that's quite good. You can see that. You can see that's a lot finer. You can feel it with your fingers, how fine it is.